Hey everybody, welcome back to Falcon Blues TV. It's your boy Sachin here. First 3 points since the restart, 1-0 to Everton versus Norwich, and feels good to win. Feels very good to have 4 points from our first two matches. Word, new kit for the first time, OG away kit. So maybe it's good luck, versus these relegation teams that we normally lose to, but let's get right into it. With the lineup, I'm honestly surprised only one change was made, given that we had two fewer days of rest than Norwich. Bring Bernard on for Gordon. Can't argue with that. We all know Bernard should be, one of the better players on the pitch, especially versus a team like Norwich, and we need his creativity. Kind of surprised that maybe we didn't see, Moise Keane, for a Wobie or something, but no arguments with the lineup. Carlo knows best. Let's get right into it. So, started off slow. Davies and Gomez were pretty bad. Davies especially. This was. I always root for him. I always root for the youngsters like Mason and Dom, and those two have come good. But it's getting to the point now with Tom that he needs a loan move, and if he doesn't impress on the loan move like Mason did, then we need to think about moving on from him. But as of now, no fit midfielders other than Gylfi and maybe Beningame. He may have made the bench today. I don't remember. Too many people on the bench for me to really care. But other than that, we kind of have our hands tied. So it's good to see Carlo make that change at halftime because the first half was really poor. We looked like the Everton of old, and I was worried at first because they had that chance which went past Pickford, went off the post, off the deflection. Hernandez was lively for them. And it was just worrisome. Same old Everton. You could see how Dom had a header that went over the bar. Jumped half second too soon. Like he's putting in the work. He's putting in the shift, and I think if this was right after mid-season around Christmas, he probably buries one of his two chances. He had another header in the second half to put us 2-0 up, which that defo should have gone in. But maybe he said himself actually he's still rusty, so give him a break. But moving to the second half, we put Gylfi on. Looked way better. Gylfi looked motivated, put in a few tackles, was able to move the ball really well, I thought, and we were able to dictate the play finally and switch them. And then, good thing we got, that headed goal from Keane, who was probably, he could have been man of the match for me, but for me it was a Wobie, but we needed that goal. I thought it would be Holgate getting one of the goals just based off luck and how it works, but I'm glad Keane got it because he deserves it as much as anybody. But since we need the second one after, to be honest, I don't really have the confidence. 1-0 up under Silva, we probably concede a hat trick to Pookie in stoppage time, and blow it. But thanks to Carlos' man management and tactics, God, it's nice to have someone like that. We saw it out. But my man of the match had to be a Wobie. I was reflecting on what I said after the Liverpool match and whatnot, and I think I probably was too harsh on him because I saw some other things on Twitter where for the Napoli match against Liverpool, Carlo had his right winger dropped really deep almost as a wing back, and it was the same with the Wobie. So, the fact that he was kind of pedestrian in possession probably wasn't up to him, but to his instruction and his role. But today he was fantastic. He was super lively. Him and Dom had some good link up with him releasing Dom down the wing, and he kind of had a poor first half. Some of his crosses in could have been better, but the second half he had that chance to Dom that he should have buried when we were 1-0 up. That was a great ball in, and I thought he really was pulling the strings second half and running the show. But Michael Keane had to be number two. Kept a clean sheet. Him and Holgate looked fantastic. I have to say, since the restart, Keane has looked really solid. I was worried for him against Liverpool, but last two matches, really solid. 1 second. But he's probably my second shout, but because Iwobi made the difference really for us moving forward. But the tactics, Carlo, it didn't work, which, fair play. It doesn't always work, especially against Norwich. The last team in the league, they need something. It's always going to be a tough match. But second half, immediately sorted it, got Davies off. Then bringing on Baines for Bernard, I thought was a really slick move and something we would never see under any of our prior managers, in recent history, where he had Dean's a little forward and Baines slotted behind, which gives that veteran leadership, the coolness on the ball, and everything that we know Baines is capable of, minus the legs, but don't count him out. It's a shame. I really thought that when we had that free kick and it was Gylfi, Dean, and Bainesy over it. I said you had to give it to Bainesy. Wouldn't that be something? You get Baines subbed on, and then he gets the 2-0 up goal, which would have been the icing on the cake. But Dean skies it. Whatever. What can you do? We got the 3 points. Hindsight's 2020. But he was solid. I thought Moise Keane, when he came on, he's trying to do too much with the time he gets, and I don't know whether that's him being a youthful talent or he just doesn't follow directions. But first of all, he looked gassed after about 10 minutes. He doesn't put in nearly the amount of work that Richie or Dom do, whether that was due to the yellow and him not wanting to be sent off, which fair play, but I don't know how much of it was that and how much of that was a lack of fitness, because it was kind of disappointing to see him with his hands on his knees. We had a corner in around 90th minute or stoppage time. I don't remember, but you like to think that that's why he's not getting the minutes. And even though we all clamor for him, other than him getting that free kick, which the aforementioned free kick, I thought he was not the best. He was dicking around inside our box off that corner when you could hear the clear Keane shout, and he lost the ball. And if it wasn't for Gomez, probably Gomez's only tackle of the game, but we needed that one. It would have been maybe a goal. Who knows? Just terrible position. You can't be doing that. You have to clear your lines. We all know that. So that was poor, but it was a good, solid performance. That's a game we normally don't get a win in ever. So I saw a stat after when we've been away from home, and we've failed to score in the first half of the last 34 matches prior to this one. We've had 9 draws and 25 losses. Now all of a sudden we have our first win, and I attribute that to Carlo. It's really nice to see someone with the clue on the bench, and it really shows. And I thought he probably should have made a few more subs, because you could tell they were knackered. Iwobi was really tired before he got taken off, and Michael Keane said post-match that they've all been pretty dead due to the 2 matches in 3 days, which is unfair because Norwich got two more days for them, but classic FA. But now we have a week till Leicester. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think you can drop Keane for Mina because he's been pretty damn good. We'll see if Delpho comes back, and if not, I don't think Davey should start. You give Sigurdsson the go, and then Delph first one off the bench because today was pretty poor. But Europe's back in business. We're 4 points off, I think, Sheffield, and it's there. We play them and we play Spurs, and home and away. So maybe there's a chance, but it's Everton, so I don't have much hope. But I know I will be wearing this kit for the next match because if it's not fixed, don't broke it. Anyways, up the fucking Toffee, Colin Shaw.